Roman wall, and then up here is the Norman wall built on top of the Roman wall, which we walked right along that. Remains of the Roman garden here in Chester, about 400 BC, so they're pretty old. We sure do smell steaks, and Mark says it's the old Orleans restaurant and bar. And ducks on the River Deeb.
In the town of Chester.
In the town of Chester.
Chester, right.
England, Great Britain. Don't push me. Doo-doo-doo. Western Tower, and it has stood here for over 900 years, although a good bit of it is collapsed. It was an old Norman church in the town of Chester. This is the Church of St. John the Baptist. It has been a place of worship for over 1,300 years. In St. John the Baptist Church. This is a wall painting of John the Baptist holding a lamb, symbolizing him as a forerunner of Christ. And it was done in the 14th century. The organ at St. John's. I'm glad I didn't say St. John's organ. This is at the back of the church. View from the Clock Bridge down a street that is fashioned in Tudor fashion with the wood and the plaster. Ooh.
How you turn this thing off?
This is the cathedral church for this county.
That's a huge church.
Yeah. The heaters. Here we are in Windermere, which is in northwest England. This district is famous for its writers and poets. William Wordsworth lived and wrote here. We're going out on the boat. That's our little tour boat right there. And there's Markle Sparkle walking along the pier. Our boat looks like a big canoe to me. They call this kind of day a soft day. Cloudy. La, 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 la. Canadian geese. Little boats all down here.
I did one yesterday with Mike.
Granny says this is the boat house.
This is a boathouse with the gate.
Oh, skiing in England. England skis like the Northern American people do. We also saw a guy on a wakeboard. In the mirror. Let me see if I can zoom and see if he's got a wetsuit on. Oh yes, he does. Here's our similar top boat on Lake Windermere. There's water on everybody else.
I just came out here to paddle. Okay, that guy's stupid. You don't stand up.
In place on Windermere. It's called Bowness, B-O-W-N-E-S-S. We are at Gretna Green, where marriages have been performed by the blacksmith just across the English line to Scotland.
Stop here on the way back. There's Tony brings us back this way to Edinburgh.
This is Grey Friars, Bobby. A Skye Terrier. The front of the castle, Edinburgh Castle. And King Edward.
Got your ears? You may relieve the pressure in the corner. That's the main restroom facility. Let me say this to you, if you are using it, when you walk through that door, look to your right. On the wall, there's a big message, a big notice board. There are about a dozen paid certificates, and they cover the last 7 years of the British New of the Year.
So stones. Guns up in those things.
Eyes right, General. Under King Edwin, back in 626. So we're talking some 1,400 years nearly of military history. Once, only once in all that time, did this castle fought up an assault. Every other time the castle, he got himself at the head of his soldiers, marched out, surrendered honourably. Taken prisoner, charged with treason, convicted, he was beheaded. That's all the thanks he got for a 5-year siege. They've all heard of a man losing his head. Now, if you saw the movie Braveheart, Bruce got a bad press on that movie. In fact, he was the finest king this country ever produced. He took on throne in 1306 and sat on it, and he died of leprosy in 1329. Well, now you got the old bit queen, talking about nakedness. The scat of these guns are in the castle, but she never even came back to see them. So there we go. That's the reason they're here. It's in the middle of Hudson Bay, as far as Canada is concerned. 500 miles north of the Canadian-American border. That's the 49th parallel. You're on 56 at the moment. So don't mock the weather. It's not bad. In the green space. All part of the dictum of James Craig, who designed the Newtown Forest. He said you're going to burn coal over the generations. Coal's fine, heats your buildings, boils your water, but burns out your oxygen. You want a healthy city, you must replace the oxygen, and there's the way to do it. In building. Watch this. Come on, tuck in, folks. He says it's not sore, but it's something bad. Right, you're on the summit. 5 visits that year. 4 of these visits lie through the gap in Town Square. Visit number 5, after you've given that voyage of discovery, Arctic was English. However, we don't hold that against the right. After all, she did the finest thing she could, came to Scotland, fell in love with him, married the king. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, this building now serves as the receptory of the Scottish regalia, and there's something else very important in here. You've got a double visit. You've got about 12, maybe 15 steps up there into the crown room of Edinburgh Castle. Now, in the crown room, you find the oldest complete set of crown jewels in Western Europe. Our crown jewels are made up of the crown itself, the scepter, the sword of state, the finger rings, the pendant jewelry, and of course, what every piece is important, the most important piece is the crown. When you see a crown out there, just think on this. It was first laid on the head of King Robert the Bruce in 1306. That makes our crown in Scotland 350 years older than the bauble that's on display in the Tower of London. Cromwell broke up the English crown jewels to fit his armies. Cromwell came here to steal ours, never laid his thieving hands on them. We still have the originals.
The Scottish War Memorial up at Edinburgh Castle.
Come take your camera.
Huh?
Dog.
Edinburgh from the castle. Over the wall is the dog cemetery for the soldiers' dogs. And up here is a large gun, 20-inch barrel. However, they had to pack so much powder in it that it broke the barrel when it was fired several times. Cannonballs, so I can tell how big they are. Here's my hat to give you perspective how big they are. This cannon was made in Mons, called Mons Meg. Holyrood, the Queen's residence. I'll get you anyway, guy. We can take pictures outside, but not any inside.
Why can we get in there?
Gothic atrocity. Tuck in, folks.
The Queen's carriage, she rode in it just 2 weeks ago. This is in Edinburgh. This is a fountain down in Princess Park, I think. A little carousel going over there. The flower clock of Edinburgh out of the Princess Street Park. Even the hands are made of flowers. Oh, there we go. There's a little cuckoo that comes out of there every 15 minutes. It's kind of raining, so we might not have time to wait.
Well, you still got no 10 minutes. I think that they...
Uh-huh. Huh?
Yeah.
No, it's almost time.
Are you taping?
Yeah.
There you go. You see it slide out?
Yeah. He's out of the cuckoo's nest. Preparing.
Man, that's us.
Back he goes.
Wait, it's good.
Here we are at Flores Castle, Floors. in southern Scotland. It is the largest privately owned castle and lived in. The Duke of Flores or something. Sorry. Duke of Roxbury, sorry. We're leaving Scotland now. These are the Cheviot Hills that divide England and Scotland. Here we go, going into England. Here's Matthew.
Seas were too
We're in
high
England now.
in the Channel, so it wasn't until 43 AD that they did arrive, and they marched the way through the country. They established 3 legionary fortresses, one at Chester, one at York, and one at Cirencester, as we call them today, Diva, Iberacum, and Corinium. And the one at York was to control the northern area, but they were constantly finding themselves under attack from the Celtic tribes living to the north. And as the Romans tried to push north, they encountered this conflict. And anyway, chance for a photo.
Hadrian's Wall.
There's a gap in the hedge there where you can actually
It was
or indeed from
20
the
feet
elevator
high
to the coach.
and 20 feet wide
View that-
with a
So
20-foot
just be
ditch in
careful when
front
you're
of
getting
it.
out. You're coming out on
Closer to the wall. The stones were just picked up. The people, after the Romans left in about 100 or about 400 AD, they used the wall for stones to build houses. Now we're in York. This is a little river here with boat traffic up and down. This is a medieval city with these medieval walls here. These are original walls from about 600. Here we are at York Minster. Guy Fawkes, who tried to overthrow Parliament. One of the old Roman roads. This is a road called the Shambles, and it was a place from people to hang meat. It's like where butchers used to hang meat and stuff, and we'll see if we can't find some butcher's hooks overhanging. It's raining a little bit right now, so you can see umbrellas, but this was laid out about 400 years ago. Butcher's hooks still hanging under the eaves here to hang the meat here in the Shambles. These are eaves that overhang the house. We're up at this height of this tower. Here we are, 275 spiral staircase climb to the top of the tower. This is a view of York. This is a view to the front of the church. Here's the view of the city walls. View of the back of the church, I think. Maybe the front. Yeah. Hundreds. She's the wife of William Shakespeare. It's a thatched roof. Has chicken wire over it to keep the birds from eating it there. And it's made in the Tudor style with the timbers and plaster or brick. Anne Hathaway's. Shakespeare was